Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, and I think that's almost good evening from some of you. Uh, this is SIG-Network Ingress NGINX community meeting. Today is April 12, 2022. My name is Ricardo. I'm gonna be your host for this meeting. I kindly remind you that this is a community meeting, a Kubernetes community meeting, and we are under the Code of Conduct, Kubernetes Community Code of Conduct. So please be excellent with each other, and any violation should be reported to the SIG network chairs or to the conduct at kubernetes.io. And let's get started. So I'm gonna share my screen here. And if someone wanna say something, please just raise your hand. Just let me remove my screen from my work stuff. I don't wanna get fired because of you folks. Hold on. So yay! I think this is the right one. Cool. So uh, okay. So we do have good agenda today. I have just added as a last minute something about the CH root and other improvements, about all of the security improvements that actually we are looking into, and then we can probably go first through the issue triage. Actually, if you don't mind, folks, I wanted to discuss about the CH root and the other improvements, and then we can go through the issue triage. Is that fine for you? Yes, no, maybe, cool. Okay, I can see thumbs up. Okay. So, as you all know, we've been receiving some reports lately on people trying to explore uh, annotations and some ingress path fields to bypass and to escape from the template in a way of adding some some comments to Nginx conf that allows attackers to, let's say, try to gather some information, being those informations the service account token that can be used to carry any ingress or certificate on the cluster, or trying to check like in Nginx conf file or anything that you can do adding configurations directly into Nginx conf, right? So we did some improvements in the software in a sense of trying to avoid uh, 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 people adding nasty stuff into annotations, but this is not enough, right? So we started to discuss how we could split in Nginx the control plane and the data plane, because it's pretty risky for the user. You have something that's exposed in the internet, a proxy server, and that same proxy server got access to all of your service, all of your Kubernetes objects, right? So from the security perspective, this is not good. What happens is that splitting control plane and data plane, it's not a 1 day or a 1 month thing that can be done, right? So it takes a lot of time. It takes some study on how this can be done using gRPC and checking how the things works internally in Ingress before changing. And we needed to make that move fast, right? At least trying to protect a bit more our users. So based on that, I've shown you before this, I guess, like 1 month ago, but this is now merged and ready, which was an effort actually to jail the Nginx process inside the Ingress controller process, right? So they still run on the same container, but the Nginx process cannot access any more things outside of the container, mainly the volumes and the files. So if someone can escape Nginx internally, they can still gather like nginx.conf information and some other things that can still be dangerous, but not the Kubernetes service account or other things from the main container, right? And my plan for this is actually releasing this as part of Vue 1.2, but this is not right now. This is not enabled by default, right? So I'm going to write some documents on that and some announcement on that. And why this is not enabled by default? Because there is a really small change, but this small change actually can be something still not allowed in Kubernetes cluster, like pod security policies or pod security admissions, which is this small thing here. Where is it? I'm missing that thing. Yeah, anyway, uh, there is a permission that we need to add. I just don't remember where is it. That mainly we need to add capability chroot, right? So we do already have a capability called, how can I say? Oh, I forgot to add actually here. Amazing. Well done, Ricardo. So we already do have the capability of net bind in a sense of allowing the Nginx process to bind into port 80 and 443, right? So it's somewhere here. I can't remember. Uh, but we don't have the same capability on chroot. So this may break pod security policies and pod security admissions right now, right? So I want at least first to announce to people saying, hey, this is going to be the default in version 1.2.5 or 1.3, but we are giving you some time to change this before just updating, right? So please reach your cluster admin, reach whoever makes the security policies in your cluster, and make sure that those person they understand that you need the chroot in a sense of getting some more protection in your cluster, in your Ingress NGINX. Okay, so this is the first thing. And the second one that I want to deliver in version 1.2 beta, and this one is going to be enabled by default but can be disabled, it's this pull request that I have merged, and Jintao helped me reviewing this this week, which is this deep inspector. So why this is required? We figured out that some things in Kubernetes API, they don't have the proper validation that we do expect, right? So you may pass some things in not only in annotations, but let's say in the host name or in the path or in the service name that may be dangerous in the future for Ingress NGINX, right? And we don't parse those things on the template. So this one actually is what I call a deep inspector, and it's actually what it says it is, right? So every object that ships to be reconciled uh, by the store or that gets into Kubernetes into Ingress using admission. So we are gonna have this process in both of places, right? It's gonna pass through a deep inspect process, which basically it's gonna go through the whole object. Like I'm gonna enter into the rules and the rules TLS and this, but not on the secret and other things that are like right now basic object parts. And I'm gonna check if they are part of some regex, right? So if they are trying to use the alias field, or if they are trying to use the root of the, if they are trying to use a Bailua something, or even if they are trying to get etc passwd nginx controller or variant secrets. So any of those fields right now that contains any of those strings, it's going to be denied to be reconciled, and it's not going to be part of the Nginx configuration, right? And the idea here is actually that we grow these rules in a sense of, okay, we figured out there is some dangerous string that can be denied, like some dangerous directive in Kubernetes, and then we are going to keep doing this. And this is enabled by default, but why this can be disabled? Because I'm not sure yet what's the performance issue that this may get, right? So those rejects, they are pre-compiled in a sense of being faster than on the runtime. So they are just like pointers. They should be really fast. But yet, if you have like 5,000 objects or something like that, you have all of those 5,000 objects being sent to this deep inspector when the Ingress NGINX it first starts, and every time someone's try to insert a new object, this new object it's gonna pass through this deep inspector, right? So those are the two main changes for one version 2, and I want to release a beta in this case because I want actually people to test, do to all of the announcements that we are going to do. I want people to test and to have some time to test before we do a GA release, and maybe with their feedback we can just release like with chroot enabled by default or not, right? But this is the idea. So my action item right now is actually to write the what's the name of that? The documentation, actually an announcement on that, right? I'm not sure if it's going to be a Kubernetes blog post or if it's just going to be something that we can add in our own documentation. I mean, I really don't care where this thing is going to be. I just care about like we making sure that people know about that, right? So we announcing this, we asking, we putting this in Twitter, we putting this in our channel, we really saying, folks, we need your feedback on this thing before we release GA, right? And my time window for that is actually releasing this beta. I will start working on this beta probably today, if I have some time, and releasing this beta, and then asking for folks to, and actually making the GA release probably on the weekend, right? Or probably on Sunday or Monday, right? Any questions on that? Yes, no, maybe, sure, cool, amazing, nice.
I have just one remark on that. You mentioned that you want to work on documentation, and I think we should also make sure to add something on the developer documentations. I think we have something describing the code elements, and maybe we should add there something as well about this major change.
Okay, yeah, sure. I really need to add this. Yeah. Okay, in the code overview, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably I need to write here about the chroot. Yeah. I mean, at least writing how this works and why, as an example, we added because yeah, there are some things that happened under the hood that I forgot to tell you, like in this case, I can actually go through it really fast, but I have added a syslog here, right? So our Ingress right now, it does have actually a syslog server as well. It behaves as a syslog server. And this happens because there is no easy way of shipping the logs from Nginx to external things, right? This is something that I actually asked for F5 folks in some channel thread, like, hey, that should be a way of shipping the logs to a standard output. I know that this is not a cool thing to do, or maybe there is some problems, but because we cannot ship the logs to standard output directly, and there are some gaps and timing gaps between Nginx generating the logs and Ateo reading the logs, the easiest way of doing that actually was creating that log shipper, which is I'm not sure where this logger one. Yeah. So now we do have a syslog running here, and what this syslog does is actually it just takes the log messages that come from Nginx jailed, and it prints on the screen to be part of the standard output, right? So yeah, I need to write all of these things. I'm just trying to remember. I'm pissed off that I don't know where this is. Here it is. Yeah, CC true.
So do we have it Nginx writing to the syslog server directly?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So when this is ch rooted right now, it writes to syslog in like the same network namespace, but not using the Unix socket because it cannot map the Unix socket inside, right?
Yeah.
And it's like UDP and yeah, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean that all looks good. The other part with the validation check, that validation, is that being just run against the attributes that are being defined by the API, or is it running against the Nginx config itself?
No. It's an early run, so it runs against
cool.
the Ingress NGINX. And my plan actually I made in a way that right now it runs only against Ingress. But if we figure out that we need to validate, let's say, some service pointing to localhost or some weird address or something like that, we do have some countermeasures on that in some other parts of the code, because that's a past CV from endpoints API and not from Ingress. But we can actually move all of those validations to the early run. right? And the idea is actually that we improve that thing. Yeah.
Great. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Nice. And any other question on that? So Noah, I will write the announcement, and if I forgot about writing the dev, I will. You can actually tell me, because with those things delivered, actually I will have some more time to work on all of the PRs and all of the things they are missing and all of the follow-ups, right? So I was just really mad about like getting this thing done. Okay.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let me close this, and we can probably move forward to issue triage. So okay, there is another one. We should add an additional reviewer approver, so that, okay, I'm discussing this with James and Alvin. Actually, I proposed this to them. Right, so that's I think that's clear for all of you that that Jintao is making a really good job, and also as we have this, like he's in China and we are like in at least me and James, we are in America. So I'm just discussing with them, but this is getting, we are actually working on that, right? So I'm just waiting for a +1 of them to add Jintao as an approver, or if not, if they say no, maybe providing this feedback on why yes or why not and how can we solve this. But from my side, it's just like, okay, he may have the approval role here. Okay. All right, so let's go through all of those things here. So first one, add Grafana dashboards to the chart. We'd like to have the dashboard, the Grafana dashboards, it's as part of the Helm chart, blah, 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 blah. Okay. This is an old one.
Yeah, I added the older ones.
Okay, no problem. Where is the sidecar? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, Long, do you want to talk something about this?
Is he here? Oh, yeah.
He's here.
Yeah.
He's just muted.
So I think I made some comments on that, but I'm on my phone now. I have to open up the issue. I'll just
Yeah, your audio is really bad. Okay, no problem, man. Okay, no worries, Long. So let me.
give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I will get to my computer and work.
Okay, we are gonna move forward then and leave this one open. I'm muted. Sorry. Multiple ingress controls. How to configure the mission control and validation webhook. I'm deploying multiple NGINX controller each into their own namespace. Blah 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 blah. You can't actually, and this is like I'm not sure. Let me see. I see that the hosting being called includes dev and it's trying called mission and different names. It doesn't match. Yeah. Yeah, so there is a way actually of doing this, which is you can create an admission. You can create an admission webhook and say that you put a label selector in that admission, if I remember correctly, right? So let me see. Mission configuration, Kubernetes. Let me see if the API is here. Default, blah, 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 blah. I don't remember where this thing is. No, that's not this one. Admission, configure, validate. Okay, this one, probably. Yeah, so there is a rule here, and you can select by namespace or object or something like that. So if someone want to take a look into this, the idea is, okay, you may have this. In our case, we do have the default, but you can change your admission and your mutation to actually use to select by a label, right? So you can select by a label, and And because Ingress class actually is not a label right now, it doesn't work. But they can add their own labels. So let me add this here, and okay, I will take a look into this later. Okay, next one. Zero downtime upgrade. Yeah, cool. I wish this in my life. Docs are mentioning that by default during the period there is a service interruption caused by business standard and other explanation. All I can see the termination during connection. Is the documentation a bit outdated? Don't know. Can someone test this? Okay. James actually assigned it to Aditya. Aditya, you are taking a look into this?
I should.
Okay.
Yes.
No pressure on that. But can I assume that this one is with you and just move forward?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Leave
Okay,
it with
cool.
me, yeah.
Okay. No pressure on that. Just to make sure that you are still on this one. Let's move forward then. I keep breaking things here, even the docs. Okay, proxy SSL verified should be on by default. Proxy this is blah blah blah. Broken change to enable by default. In data discussions are required. Yes. Yeah, really broken change. Yeah. Yeah, apparently even NGINX doesn't do this proxy SSL verification by default, right? So yeah. Okay, so I think that in this one I would like actually, so there is a proposal here which says here if you don't enable that use blah 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 to see the upstream WAF. So is this something actually supported in our configurations? Anybody knows? Because if it's not supported, we can add the support for this thing, right? What I don't want to do is actually change the default behavior to this thing as on, at least like not in a minor release, right? So yeah, there is like this server proxy SSL verify, and this is something. Let's see, proxy SSL, and this is actually an annotation, right? So you can add this annotation as proxy SSL. Okay, sorry. You can add this as a verify in the annotation. Yeah. So yes, this can be done, and the default is off, right? So if someone can take a look into this, let me see, proxy SSL verify. Let me just, I will take a look into this one. Just, let's move forward. Okay, next one. Okay, this is a really old one. Actually, this error is because it's self-signed, right? Okay, this is a problem actually. Probably it's from the certificate. I'm not sure I can take a look into this thing right now. Sorry, folks. That's a Let's Encrypt one. Okay, Noah, I will actually leave this one for the next pass, okay? Because I don't have bandwidth for this. If someone want to take a look into this. But at least
Yeah,
asking them
leave
to
it.
update.
Yeah.
At least asking them to update the controller to a latest version. I was, can you update to supported version? Yeah. Next one. Let's see. How much time? Okay, that's 30. Split large configuration. Yeah, I want to do this. I just don't have time right now. But this is frozen, right? And this is assigned. We will assign this one to me. And I mean, that's not a high priority right now. But this can be done actually. I think not for the. I wouldn't say for performance side, but at least like to making it easier to find things inside the configuration. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be go ahead, Emin.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, this is just saying like splitting it up into multiple files on disk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's not going to change the performance at all, but yeah, if it does make sense to do it for readability issues, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you could have it one file or 100. It's all the same amount of memory it takes to read, right?
To be honest, actually, probably it's not going to change the performance in NGINX, but it may change the performance in the thing that's generating the file, which is the Go program, as an example, because it
True.
needs to open and deal with the whole byte array before rendering. So maybe this can be something we can do. And I want to take a look into this. I mean, I'm curious, not for the performance, but at least like helping figuring out debugging and other things. So that's just assigned, but that's not high priority right now. Okay.
Agreed.
Cool. And last one. I've seen this one. Autoscaling Kubernetes Ingress Object Metrics Community NGINX Ingress Controller Custom Metrics API request count per unit determinate walkthrough and the community implementation object. Skipper. Skipper is from Zalando, right? Using Skipper, yeah. I have no idea how to implement this thing. Jintao asked something here. And okay. But this is actually on my list as well, right? So that's just part of my best hell 3 months. Okay. Should I close the things that I said that I will take care? Idiot me. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I will leave those to take care after the meeting. Okay, so next one. Ingress class issues. So I've seen that you did some PR that and Tim Hawking and other folks, they are under that, so that's cool. I will take a look into that as well. So, and congrats, Nova, on getting that documentation actually done, and it's gonna be really helpful, not just for us, but for all the Ingress implementations as well, because now we do have actually the rules of the game, right? And we can play over those rules. Yeah.
Yeah. My question would be, so regarding the migration, I have the impression that we we might need to to have more accurate docs there, but I'm not really sure. And the second thing is this precedence thing. So that if the annotation is still there, we have to to honor it. And as far as I know, it's not implemented that way right now.
Correct. I need to roll back that thing. Correct.
Okay.
I will roll back. Actually, so I was waiting actually for that thing to be defined and to start working on that Ingress class. So this thing is actually my next big delivery, right? It's not gonna be that big. It's just like a matter of changing the order of the things and saying that we respect one or other and deprecating things. The thing is that actually we need to write that a good documentation on how that will work on NGINX, on Ingress NGINX, right? So we don't have that mayhem when we decided to remove the deprecated annotation again and saying, hey folks, so we are actually doing a best effort to support any class, right? Well, this is how this is gonna work. So we can even like add a configuration saying, should I work on the old way or on the new way, right? On the flags, and then maybe turning that on the old way again and removing the same way they do in Kubernetes, feature flagging and other things, right? So this is actually what I'm looking into next. This one and gateway APIs, right? So the biggest one, but I will first probably take a look into the smaller ones because those are important as well. There are some small things to take care. But yeah, that's cool.
Ricardo, what if are you talking about removing the annotation in some time in the near future?
I'm actually talking about rolling back that long because that annotation was deprecated, but there is no annotation deprecation actually, and the documentation wasn't clear. The API documentation wasn't clear actually that the annotation was deprecated, but that should be still be respected, right?
No, it's working
So
now. So what is it that you have to revert?
actually, we are going to revert and make the annotation be come first before the Ingress class,
Okay.
because this is the expected way.
Okay.
And also rolling back that Ingress class by name and saying that we now support Ingress class by name before actually supporting that spec.controller, right? So we are going to actually support from the easier one to the harder one, right? So annotations then.
What's the time frame? What's the time frame you're thinking about that?
Probably 1 month. I will like not for this release, probably for the next one.
Okay, in 1.2 or 1.3?
1.3.
Okay.
Okay. So I plan 1.2 doing the DCH root thing and 1.3 fixing the class and making the CH root default. The default by yeah,
Okay.
on by default. Sorry.
Okay. And does the class work overlap with the namespace scoping?
I'm not getting your question on that.
Namespace scoping the controller.
Yeah. So yeah, this may happen. So the idea is actually that we can actually support as well the namespace scoping the controller again, because right now we do have failures on that, right?
Yeah, but does it overlap? Does it have any relation with the class?
I'm not sure yet. I will have to work on that and see how this goes.
Okay, that will be important.
Yeah, I will send the PR and the tests, and we can take a look into the tests and maybe write some scenarios on the overlap thing to see how this behaves.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else on this, Noah, and the Ingress class?
I don't think so. So for me, it's important to get the PR merged first, and then there's another bulk documentation that should go into the Kubernetes website, explaining in more detail how it works. The cert manager folks did a good job to prepare everything. I guess I linked the original PR in this MD file somewhere in the status quo section, and that's a follow-up for me. And then just let me know if you need some support with your work, Ricardo, and also if we need some more detailed migration docs or what. But I think
Okay.
we can talk about that later on.
Okay, sounds good. And just to be sure, you know that we are on code freeze right now, right? So this is why they are not getting merged.
Yeah.
Okay, just so you don't get like mad that people is not taking care
No,
of
that's
your PR.
yeah, it's okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, next thing. Okay, long is gonna take. Okay, I'm gonna just close this one. Thank you. Ricardo, this. Okay, so next one. Let's see. Ingress API. We worked Ingress class.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
this is
was
the same one,
yeah.
right? Okay. And what is this thing? Fixing upstream that are shared with canaries. First of all, let me. Okay, you need to rebase this, okay, Aditya? But I'm releasing the CI here for you.
Yes. So the PR is not complete. Basically, I have not done tests, but I wanted initial go ahead on the approach before I spend too much time.
Okay.
So yeah, if someone wants to just give me like a thumbs up, thumbs down on the approach, I'll take it forward.
Okay, I will try to take some read on this during my evening today. Okay.
No hurry.
Yeah, and it's just open here, so I can. I don't think this is gonna ship for this next release, but I can take a look into this.
Sounds
for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, reload question. What's this one? Of this color reload. Okay, this is I remember this one.
Yeah, I guess James wanted to follow up on that one.
Okay, yeah. That's right now. This is just like I don't have some time to read on this. I just understand that they added a bunch of things here. So now I just need to take a look into.
No, we can't do this until we take care of all the priority work right now. So we have to regretfully tell them, just please wait for some more time.
Okay, yeah, but I mean I can take a look into this thing. I just need more time on this as well. Because if they do have actually some good scenario on that, and if they are willing actually to test, we can do some profiling on the code and see what's taking that amount of memory. If this is NGINX taking high memory consumption, or if this the Ingress controller taking some high memory consumption, and how can we improve this?
No, basically they want complete, assured, guaranteed, and fully clean reload at will. So they want to make multiple changes and do only one reload, and that is going
I
to take a lot of
remember
testing.
this thing. They want a batch upload, right?
Yeah, batch
Update.
reload.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so they're right, and they may help, but the amount of testing required for this, for different scenarios, is going to be too much, and I don't think you have time for that now. My feeling. But if you want to spend time, that's okay. We just don't know how to even test this. So this testing has to be very, very extensive, because it will not be a like an isolated code path. It will impact all users.
Yeah, we would need actually some test, some end-to-end test that tries to insert a lot of ingress, a lot of really a huge amount of random objects, and see how much time it takes, and measure the memory. So yeah, it's gonna be a hard one.
The problem is that there is no way you can assure that a batch reload will be 100% accurate every time.
Yeah.
And
Anyway, we got some PR merged from Steve, not from Steve, but from some other person that forked Steve PR. And they say that this may help them solve actually the reload, not the memory, but at least like the
Reload,
The
yeah.
reload thing, yeah. So this is merged, and this is gonna be released on the next on 1.2.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. And okay, anything else, folks, that you want to take a look right now? Other than that, give me one,
There are,
and twice, and three. Okay. So thank you all for attending this meeting again, and let's see how the things goes. The things they move on the next weeks, and yeah. So take care, you all. Oh, by the way, I have one important thing. Is someone going to KubeCon that needs actually if someone is going to KubeCon and wants to attend the contributor summit and need the the sponsorship for the contributor summit, because you may be a member or you need a sponsorship, right? Just let me know, and I can provide that thing from the Ingress NGINX side. Okay, just ping me on Slack, and I can do that for you. Okay.
for remote or for in-person?
So there's not gonna be a contributor summit virtual this time long. That's just gonna be in person, right? So if you wanna attend the KubeCon virtual, not the contributor summit, but if you wanna attend the virtual one and you need some sponsorship, let me know as well on my DMs, and I can speak with CNCF on that. I will talk with them and make it happen. Any one of you that want to attend and like, hey, I want to attend, but my company it's not gonna pay me or I can't afford it, just let me know and I can take care of that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
great.
folks.
We will have some people in attendance. Sadly, I will not be able to make the trip, which I would love to, but they don't want to send me all the way from Seattle. But if you wouldn't mind, I know our DevRel person will be on site as well as one of the technical folks from our team. So I'll ping them and see if they have any interest.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and let them talk with me. I will be inside as well.
Okay,
Me,
great.
James, and yeah, we are gonna attend that. So just let them know.
That's awesome. We'll definitely get them to come say hi if nothing else.
Yeah, sure. Okay, folks. See ya. Have a nice week. And anything you need, just ping me on Slack. Bye bye.
All right. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank
All
you.
right.